Hello, and welcome back to another episode on Farming Simulator 25. Here we are continuing where we left off in the previous episode by baling up some of this straw. Unfortunately, we're in the middle of what looks like a severe hailstorm. Obviously, in real life, you wouldn't be able to bale the straw up, it would have to be dry. But in the video game, you can do it and there's no penalty for it, so I kind of want to get it knocked out before we need to start preparing the fields to plant. After we've baled up all of this straw, I want to go ahead and move all of the straw bales that we have on all of our fields. And I think a good staging point for them right now is we have our rice paddies are empty since we've harvested them. I think I can throw it down onto the paddy next to our yard and just hold them there until they're ready to sell in the winter. I also have an AI worker who's currently mulching fields, and I'll continue to shuffle them along the fields as we're picking up all the straw bales and making the last of the bales right here. I'll do all of that during the time lapse, so I'll see you guys when we're done. Welcome back. We finished moving all the bales off of our fields, and we're staging them here on the rice paddy. I think this is a pretty good spot. They're pretty easy to get to when it's time to sell them in the winter, and it won't really kind of block anything. The hail has finally stopped and it's sunny again, which is nice. You know, now that I'm looking at the grain mill, I'm not sure if I ever activated the rice flour. Let's go ahead and hop in here and go to the grain mill. We'll open it up. And, you know, I see, okay, the rice is in there, but it's not activated. So let's go ahead and turn that on really quick. There we go. Now we can start actually producing the rice flour. Oh, the greenhouses are starting to use some of that water, but we're still good for a little bit. Let's go ahead and take a look at the mushroom. The mushrooms are doing good. Rice saplings are good. Sawmill is going low. Yeah, this one's pretty low as well. Let's go ahead and hop over to that one and see if there's any wood to put in. Well, it looks like I used up all the trees I had here. I guess I'll have to bring some more. Oh, we do have plenty of pallets though, so that's good news. Well, let's hop back. Since we don't have any more bales to stage here, let's go ahead and move this trailer back in its place by the silo. That way, it's kind of out of the way and I know where it's at, and I don't have to worry about misplacing it if I move it somewhere else or leave it somewhere else. The other thing we need to do is I need to move our new truck and trailer up by the sawmill so that we can load up some of those long planks and wood beams as well. Let's go ahead and turn into... Ooh, sorry here, Mr. White Car. I'll get out of your way really quick. Let's go ahead and run off the edge of the curb here. Let's reline that up and we'll park it here. Excellent. Now that it's back in its place. Oh, you know what? Let's actually take a look at our fields and see if any of them need some work that we need to do before we need to plant. Let's get to the map and let's make it a little bit easier to see what's going on. Well, it looks like only field number 1 needs lime. Everything else is looking pretty good as far as lime goes. Yeah, looks like only one field needs lime. And let's take a look at the weeds and see how the weeds are doing. Well, we do have some weeds, but they're not in any of the fields that we planted crops in, so it doesn't really matter until the crops germinate and if there are weeds then. At least that way we can get the bonus for yield once we clear the weeds. Seems like our next job is going to be going to field number 1 and liming it. So let's head over to the yard. We will attach our implement and make sure we got some lime in it, drive over, and then start to lime the field. That should pretty much prep us for planting in that field, I think. There is our spreader. Let's go ahead and attach to it real quickly. And if I remember right, it should have fertilizer in it. Yeah, definitely fertilizer. Well, let's go ahead and drop this off to the left. Or to the right as it goes on the rocks and cliffs there. But that's alright, I'll move that later. Let's go ahead and fill this up real quick with the lime we have here. I don't think this will be enough lime to fill up the spreader, and it definitely won't be enough to do our entire job. But that's alright, because field number 1 is right next to the shop, and we can continue to fill up from there as we need to. I wish this spreader had a larger capacity, but sadly it doesn't, so we'll just have to make do with multiple trips to reload it. Alright, let's go ahead and start going towards field number 1. Actually, before we go there, let's take a look at the worker and see if they're done mulching the field right there. Oh, now that is what I call good timing. Look at that. They just finished mulching this field. Let's go ahead and move the AI worker down to the field below us and have them start working on this one as well. Alright, here we go. Let's go ahead and put it on the auto worker, and then we'll go ahead and swap back to our tractor. Okay, let's go ahead and head over to field number 1, and we'll start to spread lime on that field. And since obviously this will take a little bit of time, we'll go ahead and do it as a quick time lapse. So I'll see you when we are done. Looks like our worker is not moving, so they must have been finished in that field. Yes, they are. Awesome. Let's go ahead and move them over to the next field and have them finish that one as well. Having this worker mulching the fields in the background has really saved us a lot of time. That's just been fantastic. Our next job is to take this truck over to the sawmill. We're going to load up all of our long planks and the wood beams. Then we're going to go ahead and take it to the temple and sell it, which I think is a great idea since we're kind of low on cash at the moment, and this will remedy that. Obviously, it's going to take a while to load up all the planks and deliver them, so we're going to go ahead and do it as a time lapse, and I'll see you when we get to the temple. Welcome back. Here we are at the temple. We have quite a few pallets to sell, so this should be some pretty good money. Let's go ahead and unstrap everything and see what we get. A little over 181,000. That is awesome. It's nice to see our bank account a little bit healthier. Alright, I gotta go back to the sawmill, pick up the forklift that I forgot, and then head back to our yard and prepare to advance the month forward. So I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Here we are back at the farm. Hello, Walter. I think it's time to go ahead and go to sleep. That will advance the month forward into September. Now that it's September, we can actually start planting. But before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look at those sales, as I press the wrong button, and see if there's anything cool that we need. Not a lot to choose from. I don't think, nothing that would really help us out at all. Oh well, time to move on. Let's go ahead and head over to the grass field real quick and see if there's any change from the last month to this month. Hopefully it's finished its final growth stage. You know, to actually cut the grass, I'm gonna need another tractor, so I'll have to do a contract to grab one. I can't really tell if it's gotten any bigger or not. It looks about the same to me. The yield bonus is the same and the expected harvest is the same, so I guess it matured last month. Oh well, that's alright. We'll head back to our Vulture tractor. We'll go ahead and throw that onto the seeder and start prepping to plant our fields. After I get the AI worker going on that, I'm gonna need to grab a contract and knock that out really quick. That is one dirty tractor. I think I definitely need to invest into a power washer and start cleaning it up. Let's go ahead and attach the seeder real quick. Actually, before that, let's take a look at what we can grow. So barley and wheat are the only things I think I can grow in this month before we move into spring. So that's what we'll be planting. We can always plant oats in the spring, especially if I can afford to buy a couple more fields. I think that on these fields that are closest to our yard, I'm going to go ahead and plant some barley. And then on the fields that are closest to the shop, I'm going to go ahead and plant some wheat. I'm trying to decide if I want to take one of the smaller fields and turn it into a yard, but I don't know. I don't really have a lot of space to put productions down, but I don't know if I really need it yet. Alright, let's go ahead and attach to the seeder, and then we can take it to that first field. I would like a little more fertilizer that we have over here, but the seeder needs to open up all the way and I can't get close enough to reload it anyway, so I'll just do that afterwards. Alright, let's prep it and switch it to barley. There we go. Let's go ahead and put this on the AI worker and I will find a contract to do. Alright, I'll pick a contract, run it really quick, and then go ahead and mow our grass field with that tractor. I'll see you when we're done. Welcome back. Here we are, ready to finish mowing our field. I really do like this setup with the front and rear mowers. Makes it really quick and easy. Let's take a quick look at the map and see how our AI workers are doing. We have finished planting one field, almost the second, and we're about ready to start on the third. Our AI worker here, it looks like he's mulching the second to last field. We still have that small one by our yard, which we haven't mulched yet, but I kind of want to see if a chicken coop is going to fit there and how much it would cost. Let's check out our productions. Our sawmill could use some wood. It's about halfway there. The one on the yard is even lower, so that definitely needs some wood. Let's check out our greenhouses and see how those are doing. Those are low on water as well, so they need to be refilled. How about our grain mill? Our grain mill's doing a good job producing flour, but I don't think we'll be able to make enough to keep the bakery running for the year. That wheat that we've been saving for chickens might have to go into the grain mill so we can make more flour. Yeah, I think so. Let's check out the bakery. Last month we brought in 16,000 liters of flour and we've already burned through 10,000 of it just about. I don't think we have enough grain. Let's check our silo and see how much wheat we have. Well, we have almost 62,000 liters of wheat in the silo, so that's great. But I don't think that's going to be enough to keep the grain mill running and producing flours for the year, as well as keep the bakery up and running the entire time. Plus chickens. I think the chickens would be too much. But you know what we should do? Let's go ahead and see how much it would cost to buy a chicken coop and where we can place it and then make the decision after that. Let's go ahead to the construction page, open that up, and head over to the animals, move over to chickens, and let's find the coop. So this chicken coop is $79,000. On top of that, I still gotta spend a little bit extra to buy some chickens. And then the hardest part is I gotta find a place to put it. I mean, I could put it in the yard, but I don't really like kind of blocking the center of the yard like that. What I've been thinking about is possibly putting it over here on this field. And you know what? To be honest, in this corner right here, I think it would be fine. It would be okay. But then I would have to give up this field and I wouldn't be able to plant anything in it really. And I don't think we're quite ready for that yet. I think I need a couple more fields that I can plant grain in, and then we can afford the chickens. Well, I think this is a pretty good place to stop the episode at, so let's go ahead and take a look at our financials and see how we did for the month of August. August was a good month for us. We did spend a little bit over $87,000 on new vehicles, but that was that new truck and trailer, and that's going to be super useful for us. We spent $266 on property maintenance and an additional $448 on production costs, which is good. That means we're producing more flour. We sold products for a little bit over $182,000, which is basically all those wood pallets and a little bit of the rice saplings. We spent a little bit over $1,400 on wage payments. We had a lot of AI workers helping us out. And we spent a little bit over $2,000 on miscellaneous, which is the lime that we needed for our field number 1. Overall, that's pretty good. We ended up with a little bit over $209,000 in the bank, which is going to end up being spent on a new field, hopefully for the spring, so we can plant some oats. Well, everybody, thank you for watching the episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please press the like button, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Have a great day.